Another cool morning. I skipped a day there yesterday. I didn't wake up in time. I was working on my truck here. But with the corn dropping the ear and then a prediction of 2014, same weathering pattern. Yeah, look at that cold, what it did to it. Got a correction, it's not a pedestal, it's a petal. It's a flower. Who cares? If you're looking for proper English, you're not going to like the way I talk. Yeah, see that cold weather, what it did to it? Now, I probably got some wild hair. I wanted to get out of here before I went back to sleep again. Oh, yeah, well, it seems like some of them blooms are opening up. Starting to bounce back. That might be a beefsteak. That's a pretty decent bloom. But, I really didn't make it out here yesterday. So, apologize for that, but, you know, I'm trying. I stayed up late working on that truck, trying to figure everything out. Almost got it. Ugh, aggravating. I did find that tomato. You know, I said I had that one come off. I found it right over there. So I did find that tomato. I told you I didn't pick it. I thought I didn't. It just came off and rolled over there. So it's starting to turn. So it's good. I wanted to get it. I wanted a big one right off the vine. You know. No big deal. Not a big deal. But it's supposed to just kind of stay cold. You know, with that ear dropping on that corn, I've seen that before. Once it does that, it's a early harvest. They don't like that because they're looking for a certain moisture content in that kernel. Well, it ain't got to go through the dryer so much. It's like, oh yeah, it's great early harvest. Not if you know anything about corn. Because what happens is, it takes money to run it through that dryer. You can't just put it in a grain bin. You know, when it gets low moisture, they need that heat to, you know, pull the moisture out of the cob so they don't have to work so hard to get it dried and then store it. Running it through that processor, it takes a lot of money. You know, it takes a long time too. So, this is something to watch out for. You gotta be careful. These over here, I don't think it really bothered them. But I did pick a few more of the tomatoes. Oh man, yeah, they're coming on strong still. They got blooms all over them. That's the little ones, though. We got one beefsteak. I think that's what that is. Beefsteak, I think. It ain't doing much. They have to get a good size to them to really get much on it. And like I say, it only had like 2-3 blooms on it at a time. Yeah. These are still going strong. Must have got too hot. Or that's too much sunlight. Right there in that spot. It did pretty good there at first, but I guess later through the season. I don't know. Waiting on some bolts for the truck. But I carved on that bell housing. It might be butchered. I don't have a mill and stuff like that to do much else. Like I say, you could have, maybe if they would have sent out a tap, you know, one step further is tap, you could have ran through that block with some bolts that would have tapped into that motor. I wouldn't have cared to done that. I got to thinking last night, but, you know, some bolts. Be happy with some bolts. If I'm thinking right on that, daggone, you might be able to just be able to hook the PCM up and then leave that main wiring harness, you know, take the one wiring harness and then add the other wiring harness, just the motor wiring harness is all I really want. I mean, if that AC line hooks up to this AC compressor like I think it will, the way it looks, eyeballs, it looks great. And then all I really need is, I could actually even hook up a different style electric fan, because those two little ones, I don't think they're big enough to get the whole radiator. So might just get one big electric fan and wire it in, and then all I really need to do is have the PCM hooked up to that motor and have it start. So, you know, I just need something to run the motor, really. All that other stuff, I was even thinking, the way that wiring harness was looking, you could keep the four-wheel drive working and the heat, the AC, all that by leaving that factory wiring harness. The headlights, tail lights. You know, that body control module does control all that, but the steering column ain't gonna work, and I will probably have to run that other wiring harness. You know, it'd be kind of funky looking, but have two wiring harnesses in there, and then have that gauge or that cluster, so you can kind of see what's going on with that. Or I might just have to gut it all out and just tap in some wires here and there. I want the four-wheel drive to work and all that. You know, if you hit the button, it'll engage it, and it'll engage the transfer case so far. Now, I definitely want to look at one of those kits to just go ahead and be able to shift it in the floor. I don't want to play games with it. And then I might put a manual style throttle body in it. You'd have to have a button for the overdrive, what I read up on it. Just a toggle switch. Just like on a column, you hit that, turn the overdrive on, turn the overdrive off. Same thing. So, it's cool out this morning. I don't think we're gonna get much out. It's gonna get cold. I believe that. It might warm up a little bit, but it's gonna get cold.